That's right. Fund It Forward. It's a social enterprise-focused reality television program that Channel started. We've had the first episode. We've seen the winners, and we see them making, because we call them change makers. So we see them making changes all around the country. Been trying to get these guys to be on the show, and immediately they were announced as the finalists. We haven't been able to catch their tail lights. Oh, they're in hot demand now. We're happy for that, because they are young individuals who have shown some of the talents and creativity that they have. And the idea has attracted a lot of attention, attracted funding from Channel's television. The winner got 30 million naira. So we're talking to millionaires this morning. Once again, we say congratulations to them. And I hope that they go ahead and use the funds to make their proposed ideas reality. It's even what they have started even before now. For instance, the winner, the 30 million naira winner, Valentine Okoli, we now call him a Bacha man, and he's out there. He's not with us this morning. We're supposed to be on the show this morning, but he's a hot cake now in Enugu and everywhere, attending summits and getting funding, attracting a lot of attention of both the state government and members of the private sector. But anyway, we have the two finalists joining us this morning from our Abuja studio. Our Abuja studio is really busy this morning. Thara Atta, the Chief Executive Officer of Trash Formers, and then Ayodele Enrile, the Chief Executive Officer of Agrify. They both join us from our Abuja studio. Hello, guys. How are you doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Doing great.
Great. So millionaires, how's it been like being the first winners? You made some money, you have your ideas out there. I know I've been trying to get you on the show for a bit. You're now really busy. Ladies first, let's start from Thara.
You go first.
Let's start from Thara.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I can hear you very clearly, yes. It's been busy indeed, but it's been a moment to sit and reflect on the whole experience and be grateful for it. Really enjoyed the whole knowledge that was acquired during everything, and yes, improved myself, readying myself for what is we're already into.
So share with us your experience, Thara. What changes did the process of going through the reality show, the Fund It Forward show, what changes did it bring, to your personal life, your business life, and of course, the response of the members of the public?
So I'll start with the personal, then we'll get into the business. I'm back home, still just the same tired I left, but most people around that did see me were like, we saw you on TV and we're really rooting for you. And yes, we know it's not your comfort zone, but we were really proud of seeing your growth through the show. So it really helped me see that, yes, not just for me, the personal experience that I had, but people that know me have also seen my growth. Then professionally, yes, it gave me the opportunity to really check the solution I was presenting, the solution I am presenting, and how I intend to build upon it. It's also allowed me meet a lot of brilliant minds that are helping me on this journey. So personally and professionally, there's been an improvement.
Great. So let's turn to Ayodele now. Share with us your experience and how things have changed for you.
Yeah, so it was a great opportunity to meet, like Thara said, a lot of brilliant minds. And I think it's sort of like a microcosm of what we need to do to improve Nigeria if you look at the different businesses there. So I think for me, it's just been, taking all the adjustments we've learned while being on the program and then taking that back into the business while we're back here now, seeing how best to re-strategize for the coming years. Yeah, so it's been great.
So tell us about your idea, Ayodele. Tell us about Agrify. What's that about? What are you using the funding for? What can we expect from you in the nearest future?
Yes, so as you know, there's been a lot of talk about COP28 and carbon capture and, the climate and everything. So Agrify is pretty much building carbon verification technology. So if anybody's planting trees or if anybody is looking to meet ESG targets, we help them verify transparently using tools like the blockchain and satellite imagery, the amount of carbon that has been captured by the trees they've planted. And I think it's very important that we tie that into agriculture so farmers can get debt-free funding. Instead of us just planting 1 billion trees, we can pair that with a crop and then, verify the amount of carbon that's being captured through these farms. So I'm just hoping to speak to as many people that are planning on planting trees to meet their targets and, we can definitely work together.
So I guess this is an opportunity for you to speak to people. Maybe you should paint the picture, clearer. You just talked about planting trees and carbon, but you know that a lot of Nigerians have not yet been captured, even though we go to COP28 with a lot of delegates and all of that. When you talk about, carbon capturing and all of that, it doesn't really sink into the minds of a lot of Nigerians. Now tell us, how does this concern an average Nigerian, a farmer, a non-farmer? How can they participate? What do you offer if they wanted to employ your service? Because it sounds like you have a consulting service available.
Yes, I think the best way to look at it is that we don't, we contribute about 5% of the pollution in the world. Like, we don't really pollute the world. Yet, farmers, for instance, are suffering because of environmental degradation. There's flooding, drought, and all sorts of things that hamper our productivity because agriculture employs the most people. So I think what is important to look at as a funding opportunity, like the world has to spend over $2 trillion to remove carbon from the atmosphere. And, that money has to go into things, and it can go into things like what Tara is doing, things like what Nairaxi was doing, like, the electric buses. But then it's also important that it goes into agriculture. And that way, the common man can benefit from this money that has to be spent to capture carbon. So we're not just planting trees, but also pairing that with agriculture to make sure like the money can flow into the hands of people on the ground. It's very, very important for that to happen, and that's where Agrify comes in.
So who are your clients? What do your clients do? What do you do for your clients?
So let me paint the picture this way. So let's say, for instance, you have a multinational company that comes into Nigeria, right? And then they have sustainability targets because they have to do ESG reporting. So for their sustainability targets, they could say, okay, we want to plant 1 billion trees. You typically hear of a lot of tree planting, but those tree planting activities don't really go into the hands of the common man. So what we're proposing instead is you pair those trees with crops on your farmland. And so you're not just planting trees up and down. People are hearing about trees being planted. That funding that you spend planting your trees can go into farms in a way that is non-debt. Interest rates are very high for farmers. It's hard for them to acquire capital. But through these platforms, you can now get multinational companies, whether it's like banks or, oil companies or entertainment companies or retail or, they can spend some of this money and it goes into the hands of farmers. And then we help them to verify the amount of carbon that's been captured so that it helps them report their impact better. It's a very straightforward thing. We use technology to make sure that happens. We watch the farms and then we verify the amount of carbon that has been captured. So that is what we do at Agrify.
Yeah, but you have a lot of companies, apart from multinationals. I mean, multinationals, obviously, it is a demand on them. You have a lot of companies in Nigeria that are interested in this.
The president has set up a national climate plan. It has people like Mr. Zak Adedeji and also Dr. Dahiru Salisu on this. So I think in the coming years, there's going to be mandates for people to be accounting for the carbon that they put out into the environment, and also showing that, how are we taking out this carbon from the environment. And then it's going to become more and more important for you to account for the carbon you're putting out there and how you're also taking this out. So it's better to start now and start knowing all the things and doing things the right way than to wait for a change in policy to put your business in trouble. So we believe that in the coming months, there will be much more clear directive from the government that people are going to start to become more and more aware of.
Yeah, and I also hear that SMEs will also be captured because, for instance, you want to get a loan from a bank. One of the things they will ask for will be, what's your plan when it comes to sustainability and dealing with carbon?
Absolutely, absolutely. So if we are proposing ourselves as a technology that helps you verify the amount of carbon you are capturing from the environment, and you can help your applications better for loans and different things. So I think for us, what we do at Agrify, sometimes it's hard for us to explain it, but I think it's the kind of technology that is before the wave happens, and when the wave comes, then we become clearer the kind of the amount of impact we aim to create. So yeah.
All right. So when the wave comes, we'll call you again, or at least we'll talk to you before then. But let's move over to Tara now.
Definitely.
Tara, sure. Tara, tell us about Transformers. Your idea that got you to the finalist level, and what you've been doing since then. What you hope to do in the nearest future.
Okay, thank you. So we'll take it back a bit. We weren't always trash farmers. We entered the show as high collar SSL. And along the show, it became apparent that our name did not resonate with people, and it didn't really give the understanding of what we are into, which is waste recycling and biological reprocessing. So during the branding and marketing week, we sat with industry experts, field communications specifically, and we're able to come up with the name Trash Farmers, which is simple, resonates with the business, and then, relatable. Then talking about what we do and the plans we have, we are able to present ourselves in businesses, specifically in the poultry industry, which is the area where we want to use the waste material or the chicken poo to generate gas. We're specific in that area, and we want to see how we can introduce one material being used for just more than organic fertilizer. So far, we've been able to start discussions where we want to understand the market better, and it has come to our knowledge that this 12 trillion industry is experiencing some, let's call it struggle, mostly because of the forex law, and the increase in feed price. So it's been downsized by 50%, and 30% have closed off due to this issue. In seeing how we really need this resource to generate the gas that we're already working on, it would be to the benefit of the environment and the economy that this market is being really looked at, and we see to it that it's something that we can hold on to. It also has generated over 20 million jobs, so it's not just the material in itself, but the industry in itself that needs to be seen as to how we can keep it going.
All right, so the way it works with you, Tara, is you work with poultry farmers, so you get there and collect their waste, and then you now turn it, to electricity, to fire. I think that's what you do.
A bit, because I'm leaving you guessing. So what we do is generate gas that we would put into the market as an alternative for cooking, which is cooking gas, and can also be used as fuel to generate electricity. So it is gas we're generating, actually. Okay,
it's gas you're generating. So presently, do you have some poultry farms you're collaborating with? Where are they? How does it work? Where do we get your gas you're generating?
So basically, it's apparent that we entered the competition as a pilot project, and we already, after the whole conclusion of the show, have started discussions with poultry farmers within the Abuja region. We've also had a conversation and discussing the partnership with an available farm in Ijebu-Ode. It's a medium-scale farm of over 30,000 bird capacity, intending to multiply by 10 by mid-2024. So yes, we're in discussions with poultry farms that are willing to allow us use this material to generate gas, while also still be able to use it after it's been spent to serve as organic fertilizer. So one material that would have just served, which is chicken poo, that would have just served as organic fertilizer, now has the possibility of being used to generate gas and still be used to serve as organic fertilizer after the process of generating gas. So we're presenting ourselves as a CSR solution to poultry farms, which is corporate social responsibility for these farms, while also giving them the opportunity to really use this material to its fullest capacity. So we're not set up anywhere where the gas can be gotten yet, but that is a process that we're discussing with various stakeholders.
Well, very interesting, especially these days when gas is the message that is being preached. Cars are being converted to gas use, generators, and all of that. But you went in as a pilot project. We appreciate that. And then we appreciate, of course, the faith, that made you come up to the level that you have gotten to. And now with the funding, we know that you have concrete plans. Could you share with us your timeline, and it might be difficult, but do we know if your gas will be cheaper than what we have now? Because now the gas has also gone up.
Yes, one of the things that we have been pushing in our message is we're cost-effective alternative cooking gas. So yes, we intend to enter the market as a cheaper gas, with the same quality, of course, and be able to meet the needs of Nigerians, not just individuals, not just households, but businesses. In the urban areas, most people are already using gas, and not just for the fact that it will be cheaper, but it's also going to be environmentally beneficial. It's also it has health benefits because people don't have to use alternative sources like coal or firewood that would cause health issues. So yes, the benefits are numerous, but just to answer your question, yes, we're entering the market as a cheaper gas.
What about timeline? Timeline when I want to buy trash formers gas.
Okay, looking at the plan that we already have, which is our own company secret, but the timeline we're looking at is in the next 5-6 months, we should set up something that should allow the gas be in the market, at least for the testing phase, where we see its efficiency, then we intend to expand from there. But our markets where we want to test out is within Abuja and Ogun State, where we currently have discussions with poultry farmers.
Okay, I'm in Lagos, but I'll follow up with you. So maybe by June next year, I'll come to your warehouse or your showroom and get a cylinder of gas or two. Well, thank you so much, Tara, Atta, and Ayodele Erile. Congratulations to you both. We really wish both of you the very best. Because we believe in you as Channels Television has funded forward. Now you have been empowered. We appreciate the success of that, which is why you're getting calls from everywhere. And we really look forward to you being a concrete success story. When we're having the second episode of Funded Forward about this time next year, then you come and be testimonials of Funded Forward.
That's a hope. Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care and all the best.